You are listening to This is Oklahoma, hosted by Mike Hearn, telling stories of Oklahomans and those that have made it their home.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of This is Oklahoma. Mike Hearn here, host, back with another episode. Excited to share this episode with you today, but before we do, huge shout out to our sponsors. The Oklahoma Hall of Fame have been sharing Oklahoma's story through its people since 1927. For more information on the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, go to www.oklahomahof.com. And for daily updates, go to oklahomahof on Instagram and give them a follow. Our other sponsor today is the Chickasaw Nation. Now, the Chickasaw Nation have sponsored pretty much everything in Oklahoma. They're a huge supporter of Oklahoma. And it's an honor to have their name and their brand supporting this podcast. A huge shout out to Governor Anatobi for supporting this podcast. It really means a lot. This episode is brought to you by the Doghouse OKC. Recently, I have been in need of some doggy daycare for my two pups, and the Doghouse have come in clutch. The team over there are incredible. They've taken care of my two golden doodles, and so it's been an honor to partner with them on the podcast and share the love. Adding to that is the Doghouse, and so if you're in need of doggy daycare in the day or boarding overnight, they do grooming and other cool things too, but I've had a fantastic experience, and it's an honor and a privilege to share this with you too. So go to thedoghouseokc.com and follow them on Instagram at thedoghouseokc, and hopefully our pups will run into each other. What's up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of This is Oklahoma. Mike Hearn here, host, back with another episode. We're up in Edmond today, returning to Z Studio, right? It's been 3 years, just over 3 years. Mate, thanks for coming back on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Thanks for doing everything you do. It's been awesome to watch. We've probably got a lot more mutual friends now since we first did the podcast.
Right.
It's been great to see you do your thing. But for people listening who haven't heard the full episode of the first one, which I will link below, who are you, man? What do you do?
Man.
It's a pretty big
what
question.
What do I not do? My name is Zonly Looman, owner of Art Gallery Studio Z here in downtown Edmond. I do live performance paintings for charity events and galas. I tattoo, metal sculptures. I rap. I sing a little bit. I write. Man, I do anything art, everything art. I got my hands in it.
I love it. We just had your 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
Now, when you started painting vans back in college, right? Mm-hmm. Did you think 10 years would go by and you'd be doing this instead of playing college baseball,
right,
and making a little bit of money on the side by painting, white canvas man shoes?
Dude, I almost get goosebumps journey, a
right?
little bit. Yeah, no, it's such a journey, and it went by so fast.
Yeah.
Right. Like the journey was long. Don't get me wrong. In the obstacles and in the great things and in the sad things and the bad things, but it's like, man, it went by fast, dude. When we were planning this art show just a couple months ago, and my mom was like, it's the 10-year anniversary. Because, like, what do I call it? What do we do? She's like, well, it's the 10-year anniversary of your first art show. And I was like, oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. What the heck? Yeah.
Because you're in it so much. You're in it every day. You're doing it, grinding on. So there's always something, like you mentioned, just, it's music, it's artwork, it's performing, live shows, all the stuff, traveling. You just head down, having fun, doing it, just staying in the creative zone. And then, you come up for air a little bit, but it takes your mom to be like, hey, it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What was that first art show?
It was at the original Studio Z, which was just a few blocks north of where we're at now. We're on 4th and Broadway, and the original one was on Heard and Broadway.
Yeah.
And, man, it was just called, I think, the Studio Z Art Show. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what we were doing, really. Yeah. Really had no idea. We were just like, okay, we're just going to have an art show. We're going to throw some art up, and I'm going to paint, and I'm going to walk around and talk to people. Yeah. And then it turned into the norm.
So awesome.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the live painting. Saw you at, the most recent one I saw you at was the Allied Arts.
Yes.
That was great. But I also saw you do one for City Center.
Correct, yeah.
Which was really cool because we had a lot of mutual friends at that event. That was fun.
Yeah.
And, you're seeing your paintings go for $10,000, $15,000, right? And it's such a cool moment. You got your dad walking around with it, and you're up on stage. And that's one thing I thought was really good. And one thing I noticed from that night was
usually people just see you paint, right? They don't see you on stage and they don't hear you speak. And I got goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah.
The amount of clarity and the amount of conviction you have in your voice over what you're doing, what you're meant to be doing, was just something I noticed straight away. You're up there and you're like, it's not just a spiel, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a lot of people out there that rinse and repeat. They do this all the time.
Sure.
Hey, it's a painting, blah, blah, I'm going to paint a buffalo. It's
Sure.
not, it really moved the room. And clearly it showed that in the bidding as well. But tell me, let's talk about the journey of live painting first and how important that is for you and how important it is for the community too, because obviously there's a charity element to it.
I think it's super important, and I think it's super fun for everybody that's there. Anybody that's in the room that gets to at least witness it or see it, they get to become part of this creation and part of a creation that's going to make a difference for that organization. And even if they didn't see me paint, they're going to hear me when I go up there and I get to talk to them. And that's why it's so important for me to be able to get up there and speak to these people, is to let them know about what we're doing and let them know how important it is and let them know that we are here to help. And part of me being on this planet and on this earth is for me to be doing this. And so if there's a way for me to get out there and come, to your organization or come to your school or come to wherever and do that, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it, for the live painting, is it always the buffalo or do you change it up every now and then depending on the event?
We change it up.
Okay.
Really, it kind of, if it's our first year working with an organization, we love to do the buffalo, the bison, Tatanka, Yanush, whatever you call it. We want to do that first just because it's a hitter, man. It's one of those pieces that I think can go anywhere. And I have a huge message that I try to put in behind it and push to everybody. And it just, man, it's cool. Get to involve the crowd, get to involve the room, and yeah. But besides the buffalo, I'll do the scissor tail, the cityscape. I've done like deer heads, like the bucks. Done a couple of abstracts here and there. That's not like requested as much, but I would love to more, because abstracts are super fun for me. But pretty much anything, man. But those are like the top 5, right? Yeah.
I know we've talked about this in the previous episode, but to bring this forward, because there's a lot more people listening now, a lot more followers, dive into the importance for you personally about the buffalo, the bison.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure.
Share that story.
And I just want to start off by saying, I call it the buffalo just because when I learned about it, that's what was told to me, right? And a lot of people still call it that, but it is also known as the bison, Tatanka, Yanush, whatever you call it. I think no matter what's important is the meaning behind it. And in the native culture, it's a sacred animal, represents peace and abundance and new life to come. It's a carrier of hope, but it's also supposed to be a warning. A warning for us to reflect on our prayer life and give thanks for what we have, because what we have is a blessing. And we live in such a scroll happy, fast speeding world that it's hard to realize sometimes that there are so many blessings right around us. And so when I'm able to paint that and I'm able to show the crowd that, then man, I'm like, yo, y'all are blessed. We're blessed. We're here right now. Everything is good. At least in this moment it is, right? And it's important. And I hope when people see it or they hear it, they think about that, and maybe they can just take a little load off in that moment and just be, man, I'm okay.
Yeah, and one thing you do before every canvas, right, is you pray over the canvas. People have seen you do that, and you're very big in your faith, and obviously very big in your culture too, your native history.
For sure.
So which is also something I noticed that just wasn't you. It was your dad has that same feeling. I know your sister. I know your family. It's very involved, and it's not something that. It's not a stunt or a PR piece. Like, this is you. People get to see you completely when you show up at an event, and you're, and everyone obviously is entitled to their own beliefs and what they do. And I love that you have the authenticity and to go do that in front of any room.
Thank you.
It's super important, and it comes across, and it comes across in the work that you do.
Thank you.
So
it didn't come easy. At first, it was hard, and still there is times and days where it's hard, where you have those little crises of like, can I be myself right now? It's hard sometimes to be yourself, man, but it just happened to me last week. I was doing a live painting out in Nashville, and we're going back and forth, and I'm like, what am I going to paint? What are we going to paint? How does this make sense? How does this tie to the thing? And Jack was with me, and he said, bro, he said, you're the buffalo, man. Paint a buffalo. And I was just like, crap, you're right.
Yeah.
You know?
To get, and that's so important to have great people around you too, right? Jack's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think Jack recorded the first episode we did, right?
He did.
We did that one a few years ago, and he's doing epic things, you know, with a video camera, and he knows, you know, and on the music side too. But to have people like Jack in your world that just know exactly what to say to you at that moment.
Yeah.
Because obviously your creativity and your mindset, you need to be in the right mind, you know, in the right headspace to create, to be able to do what you do. And, you know, I know sometimes you listen to music, sometimes you don't. Like, it's, you know, it's a process. And if you're out of process for a little bit and you're out, you know, you're in a different state or you're in a place you're not comfortable or not used to, you know, and you get a little frazzled, and then Jack or someone's like, hey man, it's good.
Yeah. It's
In
good.
Buffalo, it's that simple, right?
You're
but
blessed.
you need that.
Take a minute, pump the brakes, bro. Realize you're good,
Yeah.
you know?
So you've done a lot of traveling then. Nashville was kind of, you know, just normal that you're on the road now. doing paintings.
It's starting to become a little bit more normal, but it took a lot of preparation to get here and to get to this point.
Yeah.
It has been a goal of mine and a goal of my team, everybody that's on the team, for a long time. But we started out this year, we were going down to Austin for South by Southwest, and then we got invited to go to Bonnaroo, and so we were headed out to Nashville. Bonnaroo got canceled, so dude was like, hey, we're going to be back in a few weeks, come back out. So a couple weeks later, boom, we're driving back to Nashville. I spent 50 hours on the road this month driving. Me and Jack driving behind the wheel, man. Big Earl, that's my new car. I got a Chevy Tahoe, and we named him Big Earl.
Big Earl.
And Big Earl's been getting us around, man.
Oh, it's brilliant. Tell me about the South by thing then, because obviously that ties into music. Obviously Bonnaroo does as well. You know, you mentioned having, you know, in the rap game and sing a little bit too.
Yeah.
How did that come about, and then how do you use both? Because music and art obviously go together. Yeah, tell me about that.
Well, I'd say that tattooing opened up the doorway to art, painting, and then painting opened up the doorway to music. And stepping into that music, been working on music for at least 7 or 8 years now. And it's taken until here in this last 12 months for it really to hit, you know, and that's good. I'm okay with that. And I just had to work on my other crafts and get them dialed in, and at the same time be dialing in my music behind the scenes. And so we dropped an album back in February, or at the end of January, January 28th actually. We dropped The Poor Boy Way, and that was me and Jack Dyer. And it had 21 songs on it, which is a crazy amount of songs, but it was a bunch of collections of songs that we did over the last 4 years that we were like, dude, if we don't release this, it's never going to get released. Yeah. And so we put it together, and we mixed and mastered everything in-house, in here in the studio we're sitting in right now. Basically in the kitchen, you know?
Yeah, we're in
basically in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? And we called it The Poor Boy Way. I had a client come by one time, and he was talking to me about the music and the videos we were shooting. He's like, man, I love it because you guys are doing it the poor boy way. And I was like, what is that? Yeah. You know, and he kind of explained it to me. He's like, you guys are doing it by any means necessary here by yourselves, like with the people you know and with the reach that you have. And he's like, there's power in that, so lean into that. And so we did. And we released the album, and the traction has been good. The response has been good. But we have had this musical relationship going on kind of behind the scenes for the last few years with a dude named Zoo. And he is a kind of like a electronic artist, but he sings as well. You know, he does a lot of DJ sets, but he actually has a really dope voice. And he's kind of leaning into that more, right into that world of not just you know, techno, house, electronical stuff, but going into a little bit more higher production and singing. And Jack sent him the album, just email like, yo, check this out. And he hit us back. He's like, this is dope. Let's hop on a call. So we hop on a call the next week, and he's like, yo, I think it's really dope. He's like, I don't even know what it is, but it sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? So send me some demos, send me some stuff, and we'll see if we can mesh it. So that night, we're all hyped up. We've put together this little project of 5 or 6 songs that are coming to be released here later this year, and we sent it to him. And a few days go by, and then next thing you know, I woke up with a audio file on my phone, and he had remixed one of our songs called Passion. And he hopped on it, he did some production on it, and then he sang on it and was like, yo, this is dope. This is crazy. This is, you know, when you're making music, you're like, oh my gosh, all you need is one, right? All you need is one, right?
Yeah.
And so you get a feature from somebody that's been in the game for over 10 years and travels across the world. You're like, oh my gosh, this could be the one. You know, you don't know, right? And so we're hyped up and we're bumping it, and then a week later get another text, and he was like, yo, I want you to come down to South by Southwest. He's like, I'm going to perform. He's like, I want you to paint people. So like bringing the painting element into the set. And he's like, maybe we'll perform the song. He's like, I don't know, but we'll just vibe it out. But I at least want you to come down there, and I want people to start seeing you, right? And so here we go. We're loaded up the car, bro. We got Big Earl loaded up to the brim. And then we got Cal and his brother driving behind us, also pretty much loaded up to the brim with supplies and equipment. And we're about halfway to Austin, and I get a text from the manager saying, we put you on for a 45-minute slot. You're going to be open up for him. Like, pulled over at the gas station. I'm like, bro, we're opening up. I don't even know what we're going to do. Like, what the heck? You know, kind of tripping out. And got to Austin, set up the studio, had some food, and we started figuring out a set, man. Started figuring out what we were going to do, and just tried to, like, live in that moment and not try to be nervous and not try to be overwhelmed, and just do it, man. It's just what we do. We make music. We paint. You know what I'm saying? We just vibe, and so that's what we did, man. The next day we went out there. We had a 45-minute set. I painted live. I painted like a Native American dancer. Okay. Jack and Garrison, Gary Brown, he DJ'd. So they're DJing while I'm painting, and then walk over and paint my face, and then they throw me the mic, rap a couple songs, go back to the painting, go back, rap a couple more songs, go back to the painting, interact with the crowd, and walked off that stage, and we killed it, bro. And nobody had no idea that was our first time doing it.
Yeah.
It was crazy, bro.
Just let it go and have fun and do it.
It was crazy, man. But it was fun, and it's something I'll always remember for sure, you know.
Is that the first time you've painted live and rapped?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That was, bro, I came off there, I was soaking wet, bro. I was drenched. I was tired as heck, man, but it was cool. It was super cool. And then later the day, you know, later in the set, because there was another guy that went on, and then Zoo came on. As we were backstage, he gifted me this like clothing that he made. It was like almost kind of like a cloak or a shawl, and then like this hood that went with it. And he was like, I want you to wear this when you come out on stage, and then like you start painting people, right? And so that was just like, it was a cool moment to not only did we get to paint, or did I get to paint and we got to perform, but like he gifted me something too at the same time that was like, oh dang, we part of the crew now, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. And so went out there. He called me out about midway through his set, and I started like painting on people, like face paint, body paint, just whatever felt right to me in that moment, I started doing. Yeah. And it was really cool, man. And next thing led to another. He invited us to go to Bonnaroo and do the same thing. So, yeah, it was wild.
And so that all the music stems from you tattooing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for
Isn't
sure.
that crazy?
That's how I met him.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how I met him, was because a couple of my boys, Mitch Bell and then Garrison Brown, are in like his crew. Like Mitch plays the guitar for him. Gary does a bunch of the sound stuff for him. And they were like, yo, come down to ACL. So me and Jack drive down to Austin City Limits, and as we're also same thing, we're like halfway there, and he was like, yo, Zoo wants you to tattoo backstage. I'm like, well, good thing I brought my tattoo equipment. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So we get there, and I'm tattooing people in the green room, and then he's like, yeah, I want you to come back next week because it's a 2-weekend festival. He's like, I want you to tattoo live on stage. 30,000 people, floor shaking, lights flashing. I tattooed someone on stage, and that was how we shook hands, met, and then in the back of the green room, I was like, you know what? You're going to tattoo me. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro, here you go. And I taught him how to tattoo, and he tattooed a 777 on my wrist. And that's where the beginning of the relationship started, man.
What's the 777?
Man, I just felt like I was just
Okay.
on a high roll, bro. I was just winning. We were driving, and I kept seeing 777 everywhere, and I was just like, bro,
It's there.
just money. It's just good. It's just everything's working.
Yeah.
And so just 777. It doesn't look great.
Doesn't
You
matter.
can read it. It doesn't matter.
It
It's
doesn't
just for the
matter.
moment, and it's for that memory. And so there you go. 4 years later, from tattooing backstage to on stage to now I'm on stage with him.
Yeah.
And in the studio with him, you know, so.
And then 10 years is going to go by like
And
that.
then 10 years is going to go by like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Like, how do you, like, do you wake up the next day after doing the live set, the painting and rapping and painting for the first time? You wake up the next day. Because in the moment, you're just like, it's euphoria, right?
Yeah.
You and Jack on cloud 9.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the next day or is it a couple of days after where you have that realization of like, this actually just happened? And then how do you turn that into, okay, we've done it once.
Right.
Now where do we go?
It definitely like hit that next
Yeah.
day. We were all exhausted, you know, like mentally and physically. And we just tried to just relish in it and just take it in. I know me and Cal were out in the backyard and sun was hitting. We was just like in this little meditation zone. I think we sat in the sauna for like an hour almost, bro. It felt like, you know what I'm saying? But just, you know, just like just sweat
Full
and
decompress.
just meditation, and then just taking that sunlight in and just being like, wow, this just happened, bro. This is cool. Give our thanks and continue on with our trip and just have a good time, man. So
You saying that, I picture both you just sitting in the hot tub, like no one says a word, and then somebody starts giggling.
Right.
And then you're just like, just like, just like,
that's
this
pretty
is
much how it
sick.
goes, man. That's pretty much how it goes.
Not a word has to be said, but you just start laughing about the
Yep.
situation because it's
Yep.
like so crazy.
Yep. Straight up.
That's mad. The one thing which, back to the live painting, which I
Yeah.
know we talked about this before I started. Before we dive into the live painting though, you guys shout out to Deem, the group at Deem, the team at Deem Lao.
Oh, yeah.
Because you hosted, Jared did a music video, right? Jared did he
So
direct the
he
music
produced
video?
it, and
Produced
it
the
was
music
it was
video.
for my song.
But you also
called
had your
Poppin'.
opening party,
Yep.
release party that night
Yep.
at Deem too.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the significance of like why Deem and
Oh.
the group there and just, you know?
Well, Boom's my brother, bro. We've been friends since senior year of high school.
Yeah.
We met. We were all kind of in the same clique. We were in this kind of clique called Double O, and it was a rap group and just a creative group, right? But me and him both didn't do music at that point. I was the art man, and Boom was the video camera guy. He was, you know, kind of taking pictures and doing stuff like that, and that's how we met. And we ended up going like senior year trip together down to South Padre Island, and we just been freaking boys ever since, man. Yeah, brothers, straight up.
Great fit.
And so, and so when they opened that up, first, I mean, you gotta support your people no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But for it also just to be kick-ass spot, you know,
Yeah.
it's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For it to, you know, you'd go there if it wasn't your friend, you'd be going there, but you know,
Right.
it's such a great spot.
Right.
Everything on the menu is brilliant. Drinks are great, and you're right. The spot is just big enough to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right. If it was, I think if it was bigger, it might be too big. Right. It's just got such a great feel about that place. Those guys are great. Good times for sure.
Shout out Deem Lau.
Yeah.
Shout out Boom. Shout out Rick. Shout out Andy.
Sticky rice. It's just the best. Well, he at your 10-year anniversary, he was giving out, what was it? There was the rice with the mango rice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's like a thing.
Oh,
Like
that did
usually
not
all of
last
my
long.
art
It was
shows.
so good.
Boom is gonna be there with Tanatai, Deem Lau, serving pineapple sticky rice or mango sticky rice. That's like my favorite dessert
little coconut milk on
entree
it.
from the spot. So
Dangerous.
yeah.
And their katsu chicken sandwich is
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite.
Oh, that was my idea.
Was it
I
really?
gotta brag a little
No
bit
way.
right now. Yep. I had told Boom when he was curating that menu. I was like, bro. You just gotta have a universal item. I don't know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like a hot dog ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Grilled. I tried pushing for grilled cheese, but they landed on a chicken sandwich. And he's like, bro, it's like one of the best things on the menu.
So good.
So
Right. It's my go-to. Right.
Yeah.
That or the wings.
Yeah. Right.
The
Right.
wings. Great spot. Yeah. People listening, go to Dean Lau. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about you painting in a box. Because that was at Bank, wasn't it?
So that was
Where was that?
That was at the Red Earth Galleries.
Okay.
Yes, and it is in the Bank. It's
Okay.
at the Bank First building on the
Okay.
bottom floor.
Yeah.
And Red Earth has both sides. They have kind of
Okay.
like a shop and a mini gallery when you walk in on the left side, and then they've got the whole gallery side on the
Yeah.
right side. And they had this display box.
It's like David Blaine style,
It,
right?
it
Like,
was sick, man.
lock it in
I-
a box. Well, and like it's just different. I saw it and I'm like, that's a really cool idea. It's super different.
Yeah.
And also visually, you're watching everyone, you're in the fishbowl, right? Like everyone's
Yeah.
usually people get to stand behind you and see you, but when they see it from the other side,
Yeah.
and then you're painting in reverse, right? You're not painting for yourself. Were you painting in reverse?
No, I was just, I walked into the box
Yeah.
and I was set up, and so people were able to really see from like three sides.
sick.
We had a camera set up top, so we
Yeah.
got like a fourth angle. It was really dope, man. I started by painting little buffalo and scissor tails all across the glass. So I didn't even touch the canvas first. It started out, and so everybody all the way around got to see something, right? And then just out of nowhere, just like throwing paint, bro. Insane. There was paint everywhere inside that box. And I finished the painting. I didn't even take 2 steps outside of the box, and I had a gentleman come up to me and say, I want to buy that right now. How much is it? And I sold the painting within like 10 seconds of it being done.
Did you
It's
have a
crazy.
number in your head before you
I
started?
just, just
Yeah.
$1,000, whatever. Just
Yeah.
right there, right off the rip,
Yeah.
and done. Shook the hand, paid it, boom, just sold this painting,
Crazy, right?
It was crazy.
Yeah. I assume that's how like a lot of your stuff happens, right? Like
Yeah.
you're in demand and people see your live painting, and if someone doesn't bid for it, they'll get it live. You get a text or, hey man, I want one. Like that's the beauty of the great side of the live thing, right?
Yeah.
People get to see you in your artwork and see you do your thing and in your passion, your craft. Really truly see you in the moment, because people don't get that experience when you're painting in the studio.
Yeah, no.
But then also, you're in a pretty good room for artwork generally if someone's at a charity event, right?
So I've really been able to build a lot of clientele from the charity events, just because you're getting in front of so many eyes, and maybe they don't like the buffalo, but they might want a horse, or maybe they do want that. They just wanted a different color scheme, and so it's something that's like, here's my card. Let me know. Let's make something happen, and that is what has definitely carried Studio Z through these 10 years, for sure.
Talk to me, let's dive into the metal side of things, because I remember when we did the podcast 3 years ago, you had done the Edmund sculpture, you'd done like maybe the love, there was it?
Yep, the Love
Love
Locks.
Locks.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got some things outside the studio. You got music, you got painting live, the metal thing. Let's dive into the metal thing, but then I want to, after that, talk to you about like how it all fits in and how you just think one day I'm gonna do this, the next day, like,
Right.
because people probably look at your schedule and like, how does he do it?
Yeah.
But-
Sometimes I look at my schedule and
And the
think
tattoo
the same
thing too, I
thing.
forgot about that.
So the Sculpture Park of Edmond is just opened up, and we have a sculpture in there that we did 3-4 years ago, but it's just now coming to light, and it is just now being displayed. It's been in the warehouse, finished, and it's called the Heart of Oklahoma, and it is a giant red heart, geometrical heart. And the concept of it was that we wanted people to be able to stand inside it with their family members or their loved ones, and just be encapsulated in this giant red heart with nice trees and cool Oklahoma background.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool for me, because it's almost like the music. We created it a few years ago, and then now it's like, now we get to give it to the world. We get to give it to the people. And so that is our most recent metal work that has happened and is in the public. Now we've got a couple other projects that we're working on. One for the soccer fields, I believe up on Danforth, and it's a giant sphere-like metal soccer ball, kind of same in that geometric kind of hard-edged range. Really cool piece that we're working on. Isn't quite finished yet, but it's in the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
And they're huge pieces.
Oh, these
too.
are big pieces, yeah.
Right.
Like we're using heavy machinery to move them, for sure.
Does that take away from the intricate details that you have at all, or not?
Well, I think it's like at some point maybe I'll be able to like have the right area where I can build and get really fine detailed into these bigger pieces
Yeah.
of artwork. You really got to have the space for it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's coming. But these pieces that are out there right now, they're large, but they're like simplistic, right? There's power in simplicity. And so we just kind of come up with the best look or the best design that we think might fit that area. And yeah, you know, it might not have all the details of a painting, but maybe it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not supposed to yet. So.
Do you love all of it, or do you have one thing that you're just like, I keep doing this because I love, like, it's...
Man, they all bring me different joy.
Okay.
They all bring me different loves and different connections with people.
Yeah.
So I love doing all of it. Yeah.
Let's talk about, I know I mentioned your dad helping you out with some of the shows, and
Yes.
you know, you're a very creative family. They have a studio, right? They have a space, event
Yes,
space.
correct. Yeah, right next door
Yeah.
to my studio here in Edmond. My parents have the Gin, which is a wedding and event center. We got a stage. They're doing shows out there. That is just where we just celebrated the 10-year Studio Z show. So they've got a gallery, and they're actually looking for artists right now because they're trying to do something every fourth week, fourth Thursday of the month, and try to do a show and have performance. They got a bar out there, man. It's a really cool space.
It's a really
cool
good spot.
space.
Yeah, it is, and it's, you know, you can do anything in there, right? It's
Oh,
big
yeah.
open space where you can go inside and you've got the stage, and yeah, it's I before I came to your 10-year anniversary party, I didn't realize it was there.
It
It's
just
a
opened.
great spot.
Yeah. One of them things that took years, 3-4 years, and then boom, now we're open.
Yeah.
It's time to start getting some people in there and having some fun and spreading the word about it. So.
Yeah. How does that, like, you know, when you think of your family name and you think of your family legacy, and you got mom and dad involved, your sister involved in all these projects and things you're doing, and you also mentioned your team too, you know, and 10 years goes like that, but when you're looking back, you know, 30, 40 years down the road, what do you wish for? What do you want that family name to mean? What do you want that legacy to be when they see, you know, maybe they might just see, you know, Z Studio, or they might see Zonly, or just, you know, the things your parents do. Like, what? Have you thought about that at all?
And greatness, man.
Yeah.
In every aspect of it. That was a great person. That was great art. That was a great conversation. That was a great moment.
Yeah.
And it's greatness, man. Just in every which way.
Yeah.
You know, rich is a weird word, you know, because you can be rich in spirit, rich in our community, versus like rich with like the material riches.
Yeah.
You don't need that, but you know,
Yeah.
if you're great, you're gonna have that. You know, so.
Tell me about your team. You've referenced them a few times. Who's? I mean, it's a big team, and people come in and out because everyone has their little thing that they do. I know,
Yeah.
in certain ways, but tell me about your team. Give you a chance to brag on them because I know they're epic.
Yeah, bro, my team, boy, greatness. For real.
Stacked.
Stacked, man. Mom and dad, Holly and Robert Looman, behind the scenes with all the Studio Z stuff. My dad's right there with me at all the events. He'll probably tell you that he is my dadinger. That's his word right there, man. And got both my sisters, Kelsey and Rory. Kelsey goes to the majority of the events with us as well, and she's able to speak to people while I'm painting and rep the business really dope. And if she can't come, then maybe my sister or my brother, Nolan, might come. And outside of the family, Jack Dyer, one of my best friends, man, producer, engineer, mixer, masterer, confidant, awesome behind the camera as well, super talented dude. Got Stewie, Stew Man, 101 dude right there. He's crazy. He's been one of my like best friends since high school, probably like 16 years old, and we're in completely different fields, but we've always had a very similar vision for our life and for like what we want for that and our legacies and things. And he helps me with everything as far as financials, as websites, and just calling on the phone and being like, dude, what do we do here? He's helped with the music, investing into the music. That's my dude. We got Cal and Justin, some newer members to the crew with ILYL. And man, those are my boys too, man. Who I call like best friend. You know, Cal's right here sitting behind the camera. For those of you that can't see, but man, our crew is large, bro. There's some more people. I'm in the moment.
Spot here.
I know
Sorry.
you put me on the spot.
Yeah, that's a good. It's a great setup.
Gotta shout out to my girlfriend, Brianna Boley. She has been a really big light in my world, and she brings also in different realms and different things, but she kind of helps me see a different side, or kind of helps me realize maybe looking at it from a different lens, and so that's really awesome. Cal, who am I forgetting, bro?
It's a big team. It's an extended team.
Oh,
right?
gosh. Scary Gary, Garrison Brown, dude. We wouldn't have been able to pull off that show in South by Southwest. We wouldn't have been able to pull out the show at UV, which was our first show back in November. He is such a unique person and wears many hats, and it's just like, bro, he just knows the answer. He just knows the answer. I don't know, bro. One thing about Garrison Brown, he gonna go down in history of just knowing how to do it or knowing how to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
Everyone listening or people listening, they're like, I'm part of the team. You are. We just can't remember you right now.
Thank you for that. You are part of the team,
There's
bro.
so many people out there.
Yes.
That's the great thing about this community.
Absolutely, bro. All of my collectors, all of my supporters, all of my friends, everybody on social media that has continuously kept me going and supported me, all part of the team, bro.
Yeah.
It takes every single one of us. So thank you.
Yeah. The other thing that came to mind was I had Ashley on the podcast, and she shared a really vulnerable moment talking about, getting her start and you coming in and being like, here's everything, now just paint. Like, you gave her start, which she was super grateful for. One thing I want to ask you is what, people like Ashley, people that you see that have talents that just need a little nudge. You talk about greatness, and you talk about, you're bringing other people up too, right? You're bringing the community up. What's that like? I mean, why'd you do that? Like, you're seeing others, and it takes a lot to give people a start, and that's not something, especially when you're giving your competitors a start. Basically, sometimes some people might look at it as that, and so I'd love to hear your thoughts on, fostering relationships, bringing the next generation up, and building the community that you're a part of. Versus being like, no, man, they're my competition. Why would I help them? Yeah,
my Uncle Joe, he has this saying that you only get what you give. And so I think it's super important that if you have an ability to give or you have an ability to lend a hand, then you should do that. Yeah. And when I see that in people that I believe in, I have to do that. Otherwise, I just, I wouldn't be okay with myself. Yeah. And she was one of those people that I'm like, dude, your art is sick.
It's sick.
Do this.
Yeah.
Do this all the time. Paint more. You know what I'm saying? I believe in you. I bought one of her paintings first time I saw it. Yeah. I knew immediately when I saw it. I'm like, bro, I gotta buy that. That's it. And I gotta tell this woman that, bro, you got a future in this. Just do it. And there's been so many other people too that I've seen along the way that I try to tell that to. And I try to let them know, like, all you gotta do is like believe in yourself. All you gotta do is just keep at it. You could do it.
Just gotta start, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And also, I think one thing you said too is just like by continuing to do it every day, or do something every day, and that's one thing that I look back on the podcast, and people talk to me now and they're like, how long have you done it for? And again, back to your 10 years going by like that, it's been 7 on the podcast and done 730 something episodes, right? So sick. But I sucked at it when I started, like the conversation was like really bad, and now I can walk in anywhere and be like, right, let's go like this. Yeah. But it comes from reps. You don't go to school for it. Like, yeah, you can go to school for artwork and learn certain techniques and stuff, but it, all the things that you've developed have happened because you've put in so many hours and been doing this for 10 years. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
on
man.
many
It's
episodes.
nuts.
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's 7. I would say it's 7:31. I think it's
7:31. All right.
But it's fun to like, to people like yourself, to have people back on after 3 years and be like, man, what's changed? Like all the things have happened. It's just like the rocket ship, right? And documenting those moments for people. Like there's a lot more paint in here, I think, than the last time.
A lot more paint stuck to the wall. It's been painted over a few times, but it's still growing.
Yeah. It's really cool to capture people's process and also just capture time and like where you're at in your life right now. And then another 3 years or 2 years or whenever it is, we'll sit down and be like, yeah, but this has happened, right? And someone else has come up, and like this is super different from what we did 3 years ago. We were looking at, right? How can you put these together like that? Almost kind of like tile, like
right.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it was something I was doing like a week ago or so, and I just didn't even know what to paint, and I was just like, well, I'm just gonna start painting buffalo, and just started painting them and painting them and painting them, and it just ended up like that. I don't know why it's talking to me right now or why it's speaking to me in this pattern, but it is. It's kind of crazy.
You ever think about teaching it, going back to school, teaching it as a class?
This is kind of like one of my goals at some point in life, that I would like to be able to teach, and I would like to be able to possibly have like a school for gifted artists and people that care about the arts, and be able to share that with them. I've done little stints here and there where I'm there for a couple of weeks or I'm there for a day, and I enjoy it, but I don't know if I have like the proper time to invest into it right now. The teachers that made a huge impact on my life, that was their passion, man. Like, I care about this. I'm here, and I'm going to be here every day. And so until I'm to that point, I won't really be able to teach it the way that I want to.
The school would be epic, right? To have a school.
That's been a goal of mine for years, that will happen at some time.
Finishing up, what do you have coming up? What can people come see you live or come support you, and travel or music? I mean, what do you got going on?
Music coming up. We've got an album coming out here in the next, I would say maybe like 2 months, 3 months max, called The Crunk Life of Zonly. And it's 7 songs with me and Jack Dyer. He's produced all of them, engineered them all. And we got 2 singles that'll be coming out before then. After that, man, it's just the same thing, man. What are we doing? We're making music, we're making art, we're building sculptures, and hopefully changing lives and at least inspiring people to, so that's what we got coming. The Buffalo Man. That's going to be a hit. Yeah. We got it. That's the song right there, bro. Buffalo Man.
Okay. Finishing up, finish with this question all the time because it's my day job. If you were to build your dream house today, no budget, whatever you want to build.
Okay.
What would you build?
Where?
What's your dream house?
Me and my buddy Stewie have talked about this since we were like 16, 17 years old, man. See plot of land, compound type style. That way you got enough space for, your best friends, your clique of people. Our team is what I see. Definitely going to have some water out there. Probably going to import like some white sand. We're going to have white sand beaches around the water. Big enough for boats, big enough for some water activities. I'm a water guy, man. I'm from California, and I didn't get to see enough of the ocean that calls to me. And so we're going to bring it here to the middle of Oklahoma. I need me a shop. I need a metal shop, a paint shop, recording studio, and then a house. The house is probably small. You know what I'm saying? But I need all those other things around me on the plot of land. That's very big. That's very big, yeah. Yeah, man.
All right. People find you on Instagram.
Yes. Instagram at Zonly Looman. You can probably just search me on, pretty sure, Google or Maps and type in Zonly Looman. The studio will pop up. We got Studio Z in downtown Edmond. We also have New Addiction Tattoo Studio, which is on the south side, just 10 minutes south of downtown. On YouTube. Just type me in, man. Yeah. I'm everywhere.
You take walk-ins here? People come and pop in, or just invite only?
The walk-ins here at the Edmond location, not so much, but at the south side location, yes, we take walk-ins every day. We're there Monday through Saturday.
All right, awesome. Well, people listening, I'll put the link for that in the description. Go check it out, and hopefully you get to see the Buffalo Man paint live
There we go.
Sick. Or you see him perform, or both.
Yeah.
So, mate,
Thank you,
pleasure.
brother.
Love you. It's awesome.
Love you too, man.
Love what
Thank
you
you.
do. And people listening, we'll catch you next episode. Cheers.
Hope you guys enjoyed that great episode. Thank you so much for listening. As always, huge shout out to our sponsors, the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, sharing Oklahoma story through its people since 1927. For more information on the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, go to www.oklahomahof.com and follow them on Instagram for daily updates at oklahomahof. Our other sponsor, the Chickasaw Nation, amazing sponsor. They do amazing things for the state, and they're always sponsoring something in Oklahoma. They're a huge supporter of Oklahoma, and without their support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. This episode is brought to you by the Doghouse OKC. Recently, I have been in need of some doggy daycare for my 2 pups, and the Doghouse have come in clutch. The team over there are incredible. They've taken care of my 2 golden doodles, and so it's been an honor to partner with them on the podcast and share the love. And adding to that is the Doghouse. And so if you're in need of doggy daycare in the day or boarding overnight, they do grooming and other cool things too, but I've had a fantastic experience, and it's an honor and a privilege to share this with you too. So go to thedoghouseokc.com and follow them on Instagram at thedoghouseokc, and hopefully our pups will run into each other.
Thank you for listening. We are inspired by those around us and hope that you are too. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a review so we can keep telling your stories. For more great Oklahoma content, follow This Is Oklahoma on Facebook and Instagram.